Back here I have a cup and a half of long grain rice right here, so make sure you get your long grain rice. Right here I have a pound of andouille sausage. Right here I have a pound of red beans. I've already soaked them, so make sure you either soak them for 8 hours or overnight before you start this recipe. Just don't take them out of the package. Right here I have a medium onion chopped, a red bell pepper chopped, green bell pepper chopped. I have a handful of green onions chopped. I have 2 celery stalks chopped. I have a 1/4 of a cup of fresh parsley chopped. I have a tablespoon of butter, 8 garlic cloves chopped, teaspoon of pepper, teaspoon of thyme, teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of Slap Your Mama seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, and right here I have 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So guys, these are the ingredients. Let's go ahead and continue. Okay, so to get started, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat up 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to bring this up to temperature. So once it's up to temperature, you want to add your sausage. And we're just going to cook these until they're brown. Now this could take a few minutes. And you want to continue to move these around during the process. All right, so it looks like we're there. So I'm going to go ahead and remove mine here. I'm going to pause the heat. And I'm going to add them back into a bowl, and then we're going to set them aside, and we're going to be right back. All right, so now that I removed the sausage, what we're going to do now is we're going to start preparing our onions, but make sure keep all the liquid from the sausage in there. That's just the extra flavor. So we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon of butter. And we're going to add our onions. And we're going to cook these for about 2 to 3 minutes until they soften. You guys, you want to make sure you continue to move them around because you don't want to burn them. Me, I like to keep them away from the center of the pan here with this cooktop so much because that's where the hottest part of this pot is in the center. All right, so we're 3 minutes in. What we're going to do is add our bell peppers, the green and the red, along with our celery. Now, if you need to add more butter in this process, you can. I mean, it looks like our veggies has soaked up all our liquid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another tablespoon of butter. And we're gonna cook this for another 4 minutes. All right, so we're about 4 minutes in on that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our garlic now. And we're gonna cook our garlic here for about another minute. Man, listen, when you add garlic to a dish, it just changes the whole game, I'm telling you. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna come behind that with our dry ingredients. So right here we have our thyme, our oregano, our paprika, salt and pepper, and definitely that Cajun Slap Your Mama. You need that in there to make that Louisiana red beans and rice. And we're going to get this mixed in for about another minute. Now guys, if you want to add some cayenne pepper, you can. If you don't have that Slap Your Mamas, you can add some cayenne in place of it. But you know, when you're dealing with that Louisiana, you want that Cajun flavor, and that's what Slap Your Mama offers, that Cajun flavor. So now we're going to come behind that with our vegetable broth. Remember, we're going to use about 6 to 7 cups. That's about 4 cups right there. It's 5 cups, 6 cups, and our 7th cup. And we're gonna get that mixed in here like that. Now we're gonna come behind that with our beans and our sausage. Make sure you get all that flavor out of that bowl with that sausage. And you want to get this mixed up like this. Now guys, if you have any bay leaves, you can add bay leaves here. I don't have any bay leaves. I thought I did, but I didn't. But that wasn't going to stop me from making this recipe, not 2 bay leaves. So what you want to do now is you want to bring the temperature up to high as it can go, and we want to bring this to a boil. All right guys, so now we're at a boil. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reduce our heat down to low. We're going to cover it up. And we're going to let this cook for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're going to check it throughout periodically, maybe every 45 minutes. But at that hour and a half mark, you want to check your beans to make sure they're soft, because that's what we're looking for, okay? All right, so I'll see you guys in about an hour and a half. All right, so we are 1.5 hours in. So what I'm gonna do, let me pause this, remove our top. And guys, look what we have here. Man, look at that. Now them some red beans there, buddy. All right, so what we're gonna do next is, this is how we did it down south. You know what I'm saying? We take a cup of the red beans. You know, if you can, get rid of as much of the liquid as you can. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove our sausage because we don't need the sausage in this particular step. So right now, also guys, if you had bay leaves in there, remove your bay leaves right now. Once your beans are done. Mine are done. I should have told you that in the beginning that I checked them, they're done. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this cup of beans and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take that 1 cup of beans, I'm gonna add it here to a bowl. What you can do now is you wanna take the back of your fork and you wanna just start mashing your beans. But what I'm gonna use a pilon instead of fork, and just this right here. And what you wanna do is you just wanna mash them in like this. And again, you could definitely get this accomplished with a fork. All right, guys, this is what we have. So let's move back over to our cooktop where our red beans are. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add these mashed beans back to our pot of red beans. We're gonna give it a good stir. And what this does, this helps thicken it up where it's not too watery. Now if if yours is too thick, depending on how much liquid absorbed while you were cooking it, what you wanna do is you wanna add a little bit more of that broth, or you can add some water to it. But this right here is just fine right here. It's not too thick, exactly the way I like it. Also, this is a great time for you to add a little bit more salt if you need some salt. I typically use a little bit more salt. So I add a little bit more salt to it, shake a little bit more pepper on it to add more of that slap your mama's seasoning in it. And you want to do this to taste, guys, to taste. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see what this tastes like just a little bit, make sure my salt level is good. Man, that is on time. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start adding our fresh parsley and our green onions. And we're gonna get those folded into the mix. Guys, take a look at that. See how well that comes together. Oh man, look at that. So right now I have my rice over here. It's almost finished. There's about 3 minutes left. We're gonna go ahead and get this over to our cutting board and then we're gonna add our rice, all right? Let's go. And there you have it, guys. Louisiana style red beans and rice. So guys, you already know, get down in those comments. Let me know what you think of this recipe. That's where I wanna talk to you guys at. And remember, the measurements are all in the video description below. So let's go ahead and get into quality control. I'm ready to taste these babies out. Let's go. All right, guys, so we are back here for quality control. Y'all know my favorite part of the show. And I got my red beans and rice here, man. Look at this. Oh, look at this beauty. Guess what else I got? Got me some hot sauce. You know, hey, man, listen, we ain't been doing that no hot sauce, dog. What y'all thinking about? Matter of fact, before I put this hot sauce on, let's go ahead and get a bite of it without the hot sauce and see what we put in. Of course, guys, you know you got that rice. You saw the rice. Oh, man. Let's eat it with a little bit of this rice now. Delicious. Y'all know when I close my eye, it's real. Throw a little bit of hot sauce on there. Man, listen guys, red beans and rice is a Southern cuisine. Man, one of my favorite Southern cuisine is red beans and rice. You're gonna love this one here. So until then, I'm your cook, Spinelli. Yes, this is all wings, everything, and I am out. Oh, I forgot, remember, I ain't no chef. I just cook a lot, and I am out. Peace.